Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings.
Hey, y'all.
Should I say peace and blessings?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah, that's my thing. I'm going to say it. All right, cool. All right, so we're back with another video, and we wanted to have a little discussion about some of the top conversations surrounding relationships, all right? So periodically, we'll just be doing videos on this, and we love to hear y'all feedback. Chime in the comment section. Chime in the comment section. And like, subscribe, share with somebody that you think might benefit from this conversation. And we welcome all the input you guys put in the comments. Okay, so the first thing that we want to talk about when we're talking about relationships is the idea of trust and commitment. All right, trust and commitment. When we're talking about trust and commitment, we're talking about trust is cherishing.
What is happening? Okay, come on, take a deep breath. Try that again.
Trust is cherishing each other.
Come on.
Because you know what I keep thinking of? Embarrassing. I'm like, cherishing.
Embarrassing.
Trust is cherishing each other and showing your partner that you can be counted on. Choosing commitment means accepting your partner exactly as he or she is, despite their flaws. So what do you think? Trust and commitment in a relationship.
Okay, so I know that trust has to be earned. So I think that, you don't necessarily go right into a relationship with all of your trust. I mean, in particular, if you have like baggage, So I think like trust is something that you earn in your relationships.
Okay, yeah. So let's say me and you when we first met. How would you expect a man to earn your trust?
I think that being like true to your own word, like that holds a lot of weight. So if you say you're going to do something, have this expectation that you're going to do what you said you were going to do.
Right.
If you say you're going to show up, show up. If you say that I'm going to call.
Yeah, I mean, I would say when you think about trust, right? This is what I was thinking about, right? When you think about trust is definitely at the foundation of relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And it's based on commitment and consistency. But why is trust so important? Because when you get in a relationship with somebody, you're going to start to share things with that person that means something to you.
Right.
So it might be money. Like you might you might got a lot of money.
Yeah.
You might made 6 figures. And now it's like you're responsible with your money, but now you're going to be sharing finances or financial responsibilities with someone else.
Right.
So you could take care of it, but then you're not sure like how they take care of things,
yeah.
Right? Obviously your heart. Mm-hmm. Right, your heart, your ideas, your vision, like your career, like what you want out of life. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be sharing that with somebody, and when you're sharing it with that person, because you're sharing it with that person and you're compromising, it might restrict certain areas of your life.
Right.
Right. So that trust is important because things that are important to you, you're going to be sharing it with somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And you should hold it valuable.
Right. So your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether you a guy or a girl, like nobody want to deal with heartache and pain and broken hearts.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's why most guys don't commit, because they don't want to, they're avoiding like the heart being broken in a sense. They're not going to commit, take it serious. So your heart, like, you're going to be sharing your heart with somebody. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants their heart to be broken.
Absolutely.
So that's why a person earning trust or moving in a way, when I'm saying earning trust, I'm not saying like they gotta like bend over backwards to prove something to you, but just the way they carry themselves and how they carry themselves inside of that relationship,
Yeah.
they begin to earn trust.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I would say why trust is important, because not you sharing financial things with them, you sharing your heart, you sharing vision, right? Things that's important to you. But then you start getting sexually involved with somebody. You
I'm
getting
sharing my
sexually,
body.
yeah, you sharing your body. And there's a lot of stuff going on out here in these streets. So yeah, like you know, you never know people's past, who they've been with, so on and so forth. So that's why trust is important. But
Absolutely. And I think that you share, like when you're in a relationship, you sharing like your secret parts of yourself with somebody.
right,
So it's like I have to feel like I can completely be myself in my relationship to share that part of myself with you.
right,
So I think that's really important. But that takes me being able to feel like I can trust you to be my own true natural self.
right, right. You know, I agree. Like what I was going to also say is, in accordance with that, right, and earning trust, you should give yourself like the space for someone to show themselves approved for you to share things with them. Like when you meet a person straight off the gate, it's like you shouldn't be sharing all your visions, all your financial information, everything that you do in business. Yeah, you shouldn't be sharing your body. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be sharing everything on your heart and mind. You shouldn't be doing that. Because people should qualify to be brought into those type of spaces.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like make ask for a resume or application to make them. Hey, you don't have to be demanding up front, but you can have your standards and just observe and watch how the person conduct themselves to see. It's other things that you can see as well to see if they trustworthy or not. Right? Like you might look at, do they work or not?
Right.
Do they have a consistent cash flow coming in? You could look at how they treat other people.
Other people.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can look at how they talk. Are they consistent?
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you know, maybe the consistency is they hit you up every day. And then the first week they hit you up every day, but the next week they just don't hit you at all. They may come up with some excuse. Hey, I was working, I was this, I was that. But they've already established the consistency to hit you every day.
Right.
So that's inconsistent. All right, like, but what if the relationship is established, like you start kicking it with somebody, right? But you only talk once a week. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just be consistent.
With your once a week.
Because the consistency builds the trust.
Absolutely.
In areas where you can see a person being consistent shows that there's someone that can be trusted because they're consistent.
Yes.
What you want to say? So when you build a relationship with people, like, especially if you meet somebody and they have baggage, you know, maybe you like them and maybe you choosing to give them a chance, you know, like, I forgot what I was about to say. This is one heck of a day.
This is valuable even in friendship relationships also.
Go ahead, help me out.
Because those same things, like if you're establishing a relationship with somebody, you don't, like you said, go in and give them everything right off top. Girlfriend, boyfriend, sis, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's stuff that you have to like work into, like grow into. You don't just start off the back like giving somebody everything of you.
Exactly, that's a fact. Like, give yourself space for the other person to show themselves approved, like to show that there's someone that can be trusted with your heart, with your body. You know, when you start sharing finances, with your information, with your vision and dream.
Yeah.
Don't just throw it out there from the door. And and you should have a mindset of being willing to demonstrate things that would let the people know that you safe, that you cool, like that they good with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you should be intentional about. Like if you're dating somebody, you're getting to know somebody, You should be intentional about letting them know that they can trust you. For sure.
Yes.
So what about, like, let's explore that idea of, like, when you lose trust.
Okay. Trust can be lost. It definitely can be lost. And it takes a lot of work to build it back up again. But I do believe that you can rebuild trust. Some people don't think that trust can be rebuilt, but I do believe that you can rebuild trust if you're intentional about it.
So
on both sides.
So have I ever lost your trust?
You have.
Okay. Did I or can I gain it back?
You have gained it back. I think we share stuff like that in other videos that we've done, but you have been able to regain my trust.
So is it hard for a person to regain your trust?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It should be hard, because if you lose trust in a person, that means like you've become now like an unsafe place. So like you don't just go back into an unsafe place and just be like, hey, everything's fine, I'm safe here all over again. Like, you're not. You have to now reestablish boundaries. You got to set up some walls. You got to do a little improvements, some home maintenance before it's safe again.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, okay, so let me ask you this. What about, let's talk about this for a second, and maybe we'll just talk about this one step at a time.
Okay.
It's already 11 minutes, right? So, what about people that are spiritual, right? People that are spiritual is like, listen, we don't trust no man, we only trust God, right? So what do we say to people that are spiritual that feel that they're not obligated to trust a person or be counted trustworthy because the only person they trust is God?
I feel like that would be a very lonely existence. That you feel like you can't trust nobody but God. If you trust that God is trustworthy, I would think that if he gave me safe people, that he would be telling me that they're okay to trust. Like, these are my people and this is okay. This is a safe zone, safe place. So outside of that, I feel like, it's just a very lonely existence if you can't trust anybody.
Yeah, facts. I mean, even if you're a spiritual person, let's say you're a Christian, Jesus said that you believe in God, believe also in me. I go to prepare. Now, maybe this is like, that's not a good example, right? But Jesus is walking the earth as a human being, as their teacher and leader, right? And he would say things that, quite frankly, it was hard for the disciples to receive. But he always affirmed that he was safe. He said, come to me when you're heavy laden with burdens and I'll give you rest. Take my burden upon you. What did he say? He said, because I'm meek and lowly. So he's establishing that he's safe. Like, they can come to him. And then he says, you believe in God, believe also in me. Right? So the idea here is that Jesus was affirming that fact that you should trust God, but then there's people that God bring in your life to help you, and you should trust God in that as well. Because if God brings somebody into your life, you trusting them, in a sense, is you trusting God.
Yes.
That's what I was told. I'm like, God, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust her. I only trust you. Trying to be all deep and spiritual. I was told that if I don't trust her, I don't trust him, because he brought me he brought her into my life for a reason. And I had to trust him and trust that whatever she was supposed to do in my life, I had to trust that. So I agree, like, if God is the only person you can trust, that's very lonely. Like, how are you free? How are you living free when the only person that you trust, you can't even see? That's lonely. That's a lonely experience. I would rather God bring healthy relationships in my life so I don't have to feel like I can't trust anybody and have defenses everywhere I go. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You got any other thoughts?
Because without trust, you just always have like your defenses up. You're always guarded. It's never like you never in a place where it's safe to like take off your mask. You
overthink. Everything becomes so much harder. For example, if I say, "Hey, babe, can you do me a favor when you go to the store? You know, can you get something to drink?" And then when she come back, she get all the stuff she wanted to get, but she didn't get my drink. We try not to let the personal stuff sit in. What she does.
I got the drink. Don't do that.
She don't get the drink. She don't get the drink. All right, now, but on a serious note, like, think about that. Like, what happens the next time I ask you to go to the store?
Yeah.
The whole time you're at the store, I'm thinking about, are you going to remember to get my drink?
Get my stuff.
So now I'm not at peace. I'm not at rest because I'm overthinking the situation because the last time you didn't do it. So now it becomes harder. I'm not at peace. I'm not at rest. Like I gotta overthink. Like, I want to have that confidence. Like you said, that you're gonna keep your word. That whatever I put confidence in you to do, that you actually gonna do it.
Yeah.
You got anything? I'm done. You got something?
Be trustworthy.
Yeah, be trustworthy. Like, be consistent.
Be consistent.
Be committed.
Yeah.
Like, these things, like, build trust. Even
be honest.
Be honest.
Be honest. Sometimes it's hard to be honest, but it's just better to be. No, don't do that. Some things, like, let's say, like, bro, you got a boogie, like, and I want to tell you that you have a boogie, like, but be honest, because now you put me in a situation I look crazy. I got a booger on my nose.
Okay, so if you trust the person, is it easier for you to tell them they got a booger?
Yes.
Or to receive it? What if you don't trust them?
Well, booger is a bad example, but
no, it's not. Because if you don't trust them,
you're gonna check.
Yeah,
you're gonna
check, but then it'd be like, how do you interpret it if you don't trust them?
Right.
You
like, what you trying to be funny?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You try to play them like. So yeah, be consistent, be committed, be honest, be humble enough to build trust.
Yeah.
Be willing to build the trust. Be willing to earn trust. Be willing to show yourself approved as a faithful person.
And if trust has been broken and it's something that you want, like if this is a relationship that you want, like be committed to and open to rebuilding the trust.
Right. And submitting to the other person's demands that will help them come into a place of confidence again. All right, this video is a little long. So.
A little long. Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace.